So how did all this happen? How did I end up 8,000 miles away from Houston, Texas, in the Middle East, and Doha, Qatar? Well, it's pretty simple. I got the opportunity of a lifetime that I couldn't pass up. My name is Dayton Kendrick, and I'm gonna share with you how I got this opportunity to move to Doha as an expat. So my whole career has been in oil and gas, and I'm in an oil and gas company here in Doha. As an intern back in 2005 and 6 out of an HBCU, shout out Prairie View A&M University. I remember I caught the travel bug in 2007. I had a senior manager give me an opportunity to go to London for a project. And besides Mexico and Canada, that was my first time across the pond. And when I landed, I was hooked. I saw people speaking 3, 4, 5 languages, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to travel the world. So at the age of 22, 23, my goal was to get as many stamps in my passport as I could. And that's exactly what I did. I love culture. I love experiencing new ways of thinking, new ways of life, new people, new foods, new experiences. It lets you know that your dot on the map is very insignificant when it comes to the entirety of the world. So what exactly happened? How did I actually end up here in Doha? What was the process? So the answer is pretty simple. This happened from LinkedIn. That's right, I got recruited via LinkedIn. September 26, 2021 at 10:55 p.m. I happened to be looking at my LinkedIn app, and a recruiter messaged me, said, "Hey, Dayton, we have this position." And I looked at the job description. I was like, well, this is what I kind of already do now. This is a no-brainer. Now, mind you, the whole body of work, my career, my travels, I've always wanted to be overseas. This opportunity made sense. So this was a Friday we spoke, and we set up the conference call for Monday. And she said, "Dayton, I think you're gonna be great for this position." Now, mind you, the team that I'm in now hadn't been assembled. They came from all over the world. So fast forward from September to the interview, all the way to February, I was still in contact with the recruiter. So if you are in contact with the recruiter or you're trying to gain employment, make sure you're consistent in your communications with that person. Keep following up. I followed up maybe 5, 10 times. Come February 19th, 2022, 10:50 p.m. and had an interview with my current supervisor. And I got off the phone and I just had this feeling. I told my wife, I said, "Hey, I think I got this one." And I spoke with her supervisor, and the next morning I woke up with an offer. And that was a feeling that I will never forget. I read the offer letter and I said, "Oh, let's do this." So the next step was preparing for the move. There were a lot of doctor's visits, a lot of medical tests that I had to send back over here to see if, I was fit for purpose, fit for work. And when it comes to some of the benefits of living in this region, you may have seen some videos about folks who live in the UAE, Dubai specifically, around the whole no tax thing. And that's real. When you get your paycheck here, it shows a couple of lines, total and grand total. And those 2 lines are the same. So coming from the United States, where you've got Uncle Sam, FICA, you've got all kind of taxes deducted out of your check, it's interesting, and it's a good feeling to see your tax. It's a good feeling to see your check go untaxed. Other benefits include housing allowance, transportation allowance. The kids can go to a private school paid for by the company. Aside from that, the safety here. Now, since we've been in our villa since June, we haven't locked our front door. And when I tell my parents that, they freak out. There's a certain calmness that comes along with living in this region. And I'm thankful that I have the ability to extract my kids and implant them into a society where safety is priority. When I first came over here, Labor Day weekend 2022, 3 days in, I was just walking around the city and I had this feeling like this weight lifted off my shoulder. What's this feeling I'm having? And it was the fact that I'm in a society that doesn't profile me. I'm in a society that doesn't see the color of my skin. Back home, there's been experiences where that hasn't always been the case for myself and others. And it's interesting to know that I gained that feeling 1,000 miles from home. So I mentioned that I am an expat. So what is an expat exactly? An expat is short for expatriate, and that's someone who lives in the country not native of their own. And it's usually for work purposes. So Qatar has a high percentage of expats. So only 10% of the country, roughly 10% of the country are locals. The rest are expats, and you'll find people from all over the world. Now, let's talk about the preparation process and leading up to me moving. What did that look like? So from the end of my interview with my supervisor and her supervisor, there was about a 6-month window from the time I did my interview until the time I moved over here. I had to come to grips that although this was something that I wanted for my career, something that I strived for years, it came with a sacrifice. And that sacrifice was moving away from my family. At the time, it wasn't easy. My wife was in nursing school and was pregnant with her 3rd child. That sacrifice of leaving your family is not easy. One of my frat brothers actually lives in Saudi Arabia in Riyadh. And he said, look, you're gonna have to manage the emotions and the emotional roller coaster that can come with an expat move. He divided it into 3 stages. First stage is you're gonna come out here and you're gonna be on a high. So picture a roller coaster. You're at the top of the roller coaster. and everything's new, everything's fun, sights, sounds, attractions. When I came here, World Cup was in action, so everything was all World Cup, and it was a great time. And he said you need to be prepared for the opposite, which is the second one, is the valleys. That's the part where you miss everything about home, your friends, your family, the food. And then there's the third part where you're just flat, you're kind of indifferent. And the indifferent phase was felt by me as it got closer and closer to my family coming. So from September of 2022 to June of 2023, I was here in Doha by myself. I did go home twice, once during Christmas and once for the birth of my daughter. It was very difficult dealing with balancing two households, balancing the time difference, and balancing the emotions for my children who understand that daddy's away, but they may not know how to express that feeling. And the excitement of them coming over and experiencing everything that I had seen was finally coming to fruition. I had done home searches. I looked at over 5-6 properties. I felt that I found the best one. You'll see that in a subsequent episode. And there was nothing better than finally getting my family on that plane from Houston. The feeling of finally sitting back on that airplane, just taking a big sigh of relief knowing that I'd done everything I could to bring my family over here was a feeling that was absolutely amazing. We've been in Doha collectively as a family for about 6 weeks now. We're getting settled. My son starts at American School in Doha, ASD, next month. I'm just excited to see how the kids are gonna flourish. I'm excited at them learning Arabic. I'm excited at myself learning Arabic. And this opportunity I don't take lightly, I don't take for granted. If you're ever in this area, if you're ever in Doha, let me know. I've had some friends come over for 6 to 8 hour layovers at a time. We show them around the city. Start a little tour business, you never know. But if you're in Doha, hit me up. If you got questions, put them in the comments. We got a lot more content, so stay tuned. This has been One Way to Qatar with Dayton Kendrick. Peace.